And another aspect of songing is similar to what we did with our prayer hands when I took you through that journey, and that feels a little more linear. And when I do that exercise, I tend to focus the imagery upward. But the truth is, and this is what came to me recently visually and really works, is that the arrow goes both directions. So let's say I want to song my arm here. Now let's just focus on the humerus. So we're going to have an arrow that lengthens this way. So from the bone is lengthening that way, but at the same time we have an arrow that's lengthening back that way. Eventually it's also up and down. But when I feel, what I have discovered is that I have spent many years trying to expand, and the expansion was only one direction, forward. And that then creates even more of the hunching of the back, which we don't want, right? So just imagine that it's not all forward, and you can do it one bone at a time, or you can do the whole limb. So part of it is the arrow's going that way and the arrow's going that way. So if you could imagine an animated arrow on the video, which maybe I'll be able to do, that's going deet 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 and deet 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 at the same time, like that. And boy, did that really help me. And then you can do it in your legs as well. So it's not only the arrow going down into the ground, but you also have an arrow going up. Master Ting talks about that we become more rooted, but our knee actually has a slight feeling of lifting up. And I never understood that until I saw those arrows, and then I felt it. Okay? So let's try it. Just stand up. Just get in your narrow Tai Chi stance. And I know I've divided the body in half, and I talk about sinking here and floating up here. So your arrow could be down from the dantian, down, 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 and the other arrow up. But I'd like to suggest let's try it with the legs first. So from the kneecap down, the arrow is going down, and then the rest of the leg goes up. So the arrow is going deet, okay, as you sit down. So here we go. So just sitting down and feel or imagine those arrows. One set of arrows going down into the ground and the other up. Man, that works for me. Yeah. All right, now I think if you don't feel it there, then you'll feel it in your arms. So now put your arms up to like hold your ball. All right. So now what I want, there we go. Now imagine you can divide it as small units as you want or as long of a unit. So imagine that your fingers are lengthening towards me, but the back half of the fingers are lengthening towards you. Yeah. And now do it at the forearm. So the front half of the forearm is lengthening towards me, and the back half is lengthening back towards your elbows. There you go. And now this bone called the humerus, the bottom half is lengthening down through the elbow, and the top half is lengthening out through the shoulders. See, that's where your shoulders should be. Okay, now let's turn it, or let's do it incorrectly. So now take the whole extremity and lengthen it towards me. And this is what we tend to do, trying to expand, and it's all that one direction. And you can feel that it's uncomfortable. Yeah, okay? So now this is subtle. Please don't use force to do this. This is a mental exercise. The more you can make this here, then the more you'll feel it, okay? So now do it again. And as you sit down and lift up your arms, do the legs. And then just journey through your body in different body parts and make the arrow go opposite directions. Just let your elbows go. Bring them, yeah, that's it, right. There you go. And your fingers, half of it lengthening forward and the other half lengthening back towards the knuckles. for me, this just corrects so many postural things. And now if you can do it, now your spine. Bottom half of the spine goes down and the other arrow, ooh, that one I can show you. This one's going down and this one's going up at the same time. Beautiful. Nice. And now you can come out of that when you're ready.